and welcome to another Friday baking video. Today is a special one because this one is a very highly requested recipe. I make these basically every single day, and if you watch our Daily Ones channel, you're gonna know that these are my famous chocolate chip cookies, and they are to die for. So I'm gonna show you guys how I make them. I'm actually going to link the recipe down below. I love them. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you some tips and tricks and show you guys how to make some delicious chocolate chip cookies. Here are your ingredients. You're going to need 2 sticks of room temperature butter, 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 3 cups of flour. And last but not least, you're going to need a full bag of delicious chocolate chips. I use Ghirardelli because I feel like those are the best chocolate and they smell so good. All right, first we're going to cream together our butter and all of our sugar. So we'll just pour that right into there and just start mixing it together. You want it to be really well incorporated with your butter and basically just cream it. Cream it till it's creamed. Today I am going to be using things a lot by hand and using my hand mixer. I think that when I use my big KitchenAid, it tends to overmix things and my cookies sometimes turn out pretty flat. All right, once we've got that cream together, we're going to add each egg individually and then beat. So just pour that in. And then go ahead and use your hand mixer to beat that all into your sugar mixture. Okay, let's add the rest of our egg. And beat again. Now we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and we're just going to hand mix this in. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and add 2 teaspoons. I don't think that's what the recipe calls for, but I don't think that you can have too much vanilla. Go ahead and just mix that right in. I love the smell of vanilla. It makes me feel like I'm baking. When I smell vanilla, I'm like, I'm baking. Now we're going to do a very important step, which I feel personally that this is one of the most important things to my cookies and what makes them fluffy. Whether it is or not, maybe it's just in my head, but I love it. So what we're gonna do is we're putting 1 teaspoon of baking soda, but before we do that, we're going to be dissolving it into warm water. And so I'm gonna show you guys how you do that. All right, so I have 2 teaspoons of water right in here, and then we're just going to add a teaspoon of baking soda, and then just mix it all together until you feel like it's pretty dissolved. I try not to let the water stop moving because then you'll see the baking soda just stick to the bottom. So before I'm ready, I'm just going to pour that in. And then we're gonna add the teaspoon of salt right away, basically. And then just hand mix that all right in. And I think that it honestly makes the baking soda get more incorporated into your dough, and I think it's easier. I think that when it's just dry powder, it doesn't, you know, incorporate throughout at all. So I think that's my secret. All right, so now we are ready to add our flour, and I try not to add too much at a time, but I also think it's important to hand mix, not use your mixer, because I think that this is where it's easy to overmix. So if you use your hand mixer, you probably won't, or if you use your hand to mix it, then you probably won't overmix. Okay, so we're just gonna keep mixing until we just see all that flour gone. Once it's gone, you're done mixing, really. You don't need to keep mixing it. I think we are good. We're gonna go ahead and add our chocolate chip. This is my favorite part. Yum! And then just mix that right in. Now that we have our dough, first, try not to eat it all. Of course, you can eat some, but try not to eat it all. For time purposes, we're gonna go ahead and just roll them right now and make the cookies. They'll still turn out good and everything, but I think that chilling them for at least an hour, even overnight, makes them just a little bit fluffier. But let's go ahead and start putting them on our pan. So I'm using a KitchenAid baking pan, and I'm using a Martha Stewart Silpat, and I'm really excited to use this. I actually haven't used the Silpat before, and this should make my cookies pretty brown and toasty on the bottom. but they can also be non-stick. So let's go ahead and roll these puppies. So I really just use my hands into little balls. I don't know how much this is. I would say it's like 2 tablespoons. This is a pretty big cookie though. I like my cookies big, fat, and fluffy. That's how I like them. Just little balls, and I'm actually not gonna make too many as well. I'm just gonna make enough so that they have room to grow. All right, these are our cookies. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven at 350 degrees between 11 and 12 minutes. And here you have some ooey gooey homemade chocolate chip cookies. I've got a special guest here. Ollie really wanted to try some, so do you want to try a bite? He's like, oh my gosh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. He's been looking at these for like the past 10 minutes. You gotta try one. Sure, you can have your own. Mmm. What do you think? That's pretty good stuff, huh? Yeah, these are delicious. They're still gooey and warm and crunchy on the bottom. That still pack really made the bottom very goldeny brown. Let's see if I can show you. It's very golden brown, very, very crunchy, yummy little texture. You like it? Say yum, yum, yum. Take another bite. He's so cute. He doesn't get very many cookies. I don't think I've ever given him a cookie like this, like straight up just eating a cookie, but it is the cutest thing. Yeah, you proud of mommy's cooking? Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this delicious recipe of homemade chocolate chip cookies. Let me know in the comments, what do you want to see me make next? You want to see more chocolate chip cookies, huh? Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in our next video. Say bye. Okay, say bye. He's like, I'm eating a cookie. I'm eating a cookie. Bye. It smells very delicious, very spicy. It's got all kinds of yummy stuff in here. All right, now that we've got our pumpkin mix together, we're gonna add half of our batter of our cheesecake mixture into it. And we'll just kind of dollop it right into it. I'm just gonna do about that. Let's go ahead and mix our cheesecake